Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Plus Model Radio. I'm your host, Shanice Lewis. Today is Monday, October 27th, and thanks for tuning in. I've got a great show for you this evening. But before I get started, I just want to say thank you for supporting this show and helping make Plus Model Radio a success. If you didn't hear the last show with Kimberly Locke, make sure you go to our archives and listen to that interview. It was a really good one, and I was so excited when I went to her MySpace page and saw a banner for Plus Model Radio on Kimberly Locke's MySpace page. And what made it even more exciting is because we don't have Plus Model Radio banners, so whoever runs her website or her team created one especially for her interview on the show. So that was so exciting, and that's the kind of support that helps make this show a success. So thank you so much, and keep tuning in because we have more celebrities coming on the show, so look out for those announcements soon. Now, joining us later will be Plus Model Maggie Brown and the president of CherishedWoman.com, Nancy Baum. But first up is Michele Weston. Michele is one of the America's leading plus-size authorities, delivering empowering wardrobe wisdom and style therapy that works. Michele has a distinguished record of changing perceptions of inner beauty and personal style. Her career has been spent in design houses, retail world, and the women's magazine publishing worlds as an editor for 15 years. In 2000, Michele wrote Learning Curves, a self-help motivational style book which combines the personal stories of authors and celebrities such as Kim Coles, Kathy Najimy, Delta Burke, Supermodel Emmy, and Cameron Manheim with her own journey. She has commentated fashion segments and appeared on NBC's Today Show, ABC's Good Morning America, iVillage Live, and numerous TV affiliates across the country. Ms. Weston is interviewed as an expert to such major media outlets as Marie Claire, The New York Post, Glamour, Cosmo Girls, and the Oprah magazine, Red Book, Women's Day, and more. Michele was recently proclaimed in the expert issues for the Oprah magazine as the fashion plus-size authority. So let's welcome Michele to the show. Hi, Michele, are you there?
Hey, Shanice.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
My pleasure.
So I'm so excited to talk to you. You have such a great background with so many exciting things. So I want to start with your background in magazine publishing as an editor. So tell us some of the projects you've worked on.
Oh, God. You fall sometimes into your business, and I fell into fashion in 1989 because I was working on a benefit for AIDS, and I ended up meeting a lot of editors from Condé Nast, and one of those editors became a friend, and she said, you know what, you'd be a really good editor. And I was like, what is an editor? I came from the world of costume design and performance and scenic design.
So you didn't go to college in journalism or anything?
I did not go to college for journalism, not at all.
Oh.
So you never know where you're going to go and what you're going to end up doing.
Okay.
And that's an important lesson for all of us.
Yes.
But I ended up falling into the world of fashion and ended up being with Mademoiselle magazine. Mm-hmm. And I actually was the one who took Katie Brosnahan's job. Now, most of the world knows Katie Brosnahan as a woman who walked into our offices after she left as the senior accessories editor, and she brought this little handbag with her, and she said to all the editors who had been there and met me and so forth, and she said, "Isn't this cute?" And I said, "Yeah, it's really cute," because I was taking care of handbags. And she said, "Her name, for all of you out there, is Kate Spade."
Wow.
So you never know, and I'm really making a point of that. You never know who you're going to meet, what you're going to end up doing. And the most important thing is to follow your dreams and to follow what you want and to follow your desires and really be a team player and really pitch in and be with people and do things that you really, really love.
Exactly.
And, there's sometimes it's more of a challenge, in modeling. There are certain stipulations because, they're looking for a certain thing, and that may have nothing to do with you. And the biggest lesson, having cast for so many years at different magazines like Vanity Fair and Cosmo and InStyle, and then, of course, the most important, Mode magazine, when we started that up as a founding editor. But it's important to realize that everybody has a certain beauty, and just because you're beautiful does not mean it has to be honored on the cover of a magazine. What's important is there's lots of ways to explore how to share your beauty, and that's now what I really work on. That's why I do so much body image work and body therapy work, because I want women to understand that they really are special, and to be that, quote, freak of nature who is on the cover of a magazine is a very, 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 very rare thing, okay? Most of us are not named Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, Christy Turlington, Tyra Banks, or Kate Dillon, okay? It's not the norm. And if we can all find a way to share that beauty and express that, whether that's that we want to follow that in regards to becoming a fit model, becoming someone who does a lot of runway or does television, those are different categories of expressing and sharing your beauty. But I just think that the most important thing for women to do is to really celebrate who they are. And, Mode Magazine was a very important, very, very important part of my life, and I'm very fortunate. I really am. Not everybody gets to realize their dream, and I had a vision for doing a magazine for women size 12 and up because I'd spent years in straight-size magazines and saw the potential for making a difference with women and knowing that beauty had nothing to do with the size on your tag.
Now, speaking of mode, why do you think it's so hard for plus-size magazines to survive in print?
Advertising. And now it gets even harder. It's just advertising dollars are allocated and are very specific. They're umbrellaed underneath big houses like Hearst Magazine, where Cosmo and O Magazine and Marie Claire live, or Condé Nast, where Vogue is, or Teen Vogue, or Glamour, or Self Magazine. And, you're sort of sometimes fighting an uphill battle to get the advertising in there. Mode didn't close because of the audience. Mode closed because they had to find a new partner because the big company that had become partners with the two ladies who started Mode, we had 9/11 happen, and that changed the landscape of, the potential partner that they had did not want to come in at that moment, which we all can understand.
So it doesn't matter how many people are subscribed. It's just about the advertising.
Millions. It was never the audience. Never, ever, ever. But you must have advertising, and you must have a certain level of advertising to be able to move the market. And Mode was able to do that. We were really able to create headway with pushing the boundaries of, what happened. Now you ladies have Calvin Klein and Michael Kors and Nine West and Tommy Hilfiger, really going up in size, and that's really important to note. But that happened because we pushed the boundaries, And it's always important to remember that your wallet speaks millions and millions of dollars to the world, and we still are 65% of the population. And it's not, it's really, really important to realize that, being quiet and just complaining is not the way to change things. You just keep doing what you can do and keep pushing the way that you can push, and that's how we make headway. It really is, Shanice. I mean, you do your Love Your Body campaign. All of those things help to push. And what's important, though, is that we've seen more and more stories in the straight size magazines. But, what do I wish for? I wish for magazines to have more wealth stories, more big fashion stories that are more inclusive of all sizes. Because I think we all want to feel like we're included in the party.
Now, tell me, what inspired you to write your book in 2000, Learning Curves?
I think that, it was just a time and a place of so much movement and so many designers being on board and having the platform and the opportunity to really say something, and also to share it from women who were celebrated and self-celebrated, Shanice. I mean, I think that's the most important thing, is that these were women who, some were celebrities like Cameron and Emmy and, Delta Burke and the other women, but we also heard from some of the models and some of the writers that were out there. Wendy Schenker is a very important voice, and I had Wendy share her philosophy because Wendy's really sane. And Wendy, you get to hear from all the time, with her books on being okay in your body. And again, we're back to that thing, why do I do body therapy? Excuse me, why do I believe that, we all just want to be treated a certain way? Because I've seen what happens in the world, and I know that those same voices make a huge difference for all of us to be able to really express our beauty. And nobody should be discouraged. If you're 5'3" and you want to be a model, you're not going to be a model that's on the cover of a major magazine, but you have another way, another venue to experience your beauty. And, Shanice, it's important to understand that there's still protocol, and that's just, the world is the world, but then we see things like the Dove campaign that just make us all feel so empowered. That's what we want to see.
You do style therapy coaching. Now tell us about that.
Well, that comes from, body styling. I think that style therapy is something to teach women to really reach out above and beyond what they believe. There's women who believe, I can't wear a sleeveless dress. Well, I always ask them, and I've asked them since the days of Mademoiselle being on the road and doing shows for Mademoiselle, is that a can't or a won't? Because most of the time it sounds like a can't. And I think that a lot of times it's a won't. If you can't, I can help you. I can give you some ideas, tell you where people are and who has things that would really work. But if you won't, then that's a whole other conversation. Maybe you won't because you really don't like them. And that's okay. I mean, all of that's okay. But breaking through, in regards to style and helping women explore their sense of what they think works on them is really important.
Is style therapy actually like helping them with their wardrobe, or is not anything hands-on like that?
Yeah, no, it's helping women with their wardrobe. And, the women that I help are not always a size 14 and up. Sometimes they're a size 8 because women get crazy, and women have a place that they go, and sometimes it's just not as healthy as we would like to see it in regards to how you feel about your personal style. Well, we've seen it a lot. We see a lot of help when we watch, What Not to Wear, which is a brilliant show. And listen, I had the opportunity to work with Stacey London when I was at Mademoiselle, and she's a great great stylist and a great woman who can help women get through things. And we need more people like that, Shanice. We need people like you and I and them to help women explore and express their own beauty. I mean, it's just, it's so important to celebrate who you are and to be okay where you are. I mean, you know, we're not talking about not being healthy, Shanice. I mean, I'm always talking about being healthy, honestly. I think it's important that you're in shape enough so that you can live your life to the fullest.
Right.
And find what you love and use that to express yourself, whether that's dance, whether that's swimming, whether that's horseback riding, whether that's walking or biking or taking a Pilates class or a dance class. It doesn't matter. Find out what works for you. But that, in turn, is like a sense of therapy. And you need to find ways to explore and experience yourself and share yourself. And the more we do that, the more we express ourselves, the better off we all are, really, because it gives more freedom for the next generation.
Tell me about your companies. You have MJW Style Media, and then you have Selling Style Inc.
They work together. You know, Selling Style is something that I work with a great deal because it's easier to explain Selling Style. MJW Style Media is because I do a lot of media. I do a lot of work that is done with voice, that is done as a segment commentator for fashion segments across the country, whether that's speaking to a group or working with a store and working with consumers. That is a media piece because, you know, I'm writing things or I'm being interviewed for media, and that's important to sort of note. But the Selling Style part is the part that's the style therapy. That's the body conversations that we have with our own bodies when we go into those dressing rooms, and working with companies like Evans London, who is one of my favorite clients right now, helping them break into the U.S. market and bring trendy, contemporary clothes that are for women who are wearing size 12 through 28, 30, and everyone should have that opportunity. It's different than Lane Bryant, who I love, or Avenue, who I also work with, but you want lots of choices, just like the straight girls. You just want choices because everybody should be able to experience and express themselves differently. I mean, you know, Shanice, you're good at expressing yourself, and you want clothes that give you the opportunity at whatever mood you're in to do that.
Right.
And, so you know, and I get to work with great people. Kim Coles is in there, who I know, who just did some things with you for Love Your Body. She's an amazing force.
Yes, love her.
Yeah, and she's just an important being to be out there to say that message, because she really believes it. You know, I mean, whether Kim wants to lose, you know, 15 pounds to be a size 16 again or 14 again, we all go through that. We all want to be someplace where we're the most comfortable. But, you know, she doesn't step out of that double-digit range like I don't to really own who you are, and she celebrates who that is. And, you know, I love her for that, and that's the kind of women we want as leaders, as people who say, you know what, this is where we are today, and this is who I am, and, you know, I'm somebody who, you know, can really bring something to women and tell them to just break those barriers.
Now, briefly tell us, what do you do with DivineCaroline.com and Oprah's
I'm
Magazine?
I'm a columnist for them. I write a column called Learning Curves based on my book.
Okay.
And I sort of challenge things and give women with curves ideas on how to break the rules, which I believe strongly in, and how to where and how to find things. So sometimes it's just really good resources, how to handle weddings. And
Divine Caroline is not a plus-size website. It's for all
women. Which is, again, the most important thing. I want it to be a mix-up. We are inclusive in everyone. You know, I love what Valerie's doing with Plus Model Magazine and her websites because, you know what, some women feel more comfortable at a site that is purely for them. And we should always have that option. But, you know, my biggest vision is really to push women into really owning themselves in the big picture, and that is with everybody, because when we're more inclusive, we are more included, and people stop cornering us on where we should be. And that's what I want to see.
What are you doing with Oprah's magazine?
Oprah magazine, last year I had the opportunity to be included in their expert issue, which was a great honor, and be asked about great websites and great lines and tips for women who wear size 12 and up. And I was really honored by that. I work with them now still to just, point them in, for their editors on new vendors and introduce them to some of the new people. I know that Lisa Kogan, who writes for them on a regular basis, is their editor-at-large writer. She loved the Evans jeans, and I was thrilled that we could get straight-size jeans on a girl who wore a size 14 and get her to love her body in that moment. Pardon stealing from Shanice, but loving her body. And that's really important. You know how important it is when you try something on and you feel good.
Yes.
There is nothing better in this world than to see a woman stand up taller and straighter and smile because she really feels like she is in herself.
Exactly. Now, before you go, tell us if you have anything coming up we could be on the lookout for in your website.
I will let you know, through my website, and I'll let you know in regards to doing TV. I know I have something coming up in November for Great Day Houston, where I'm doing a segment with them for Fashion for the Holidays. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to do a segment for WLS TV, which is in Chicago, doing fashion for parties for New Year's and so forth. They're a terrific opportunity I've been working with for years, and I use the models that are in that area, and it's always great to really have the girls, as opposed to in New York or LA, who are those size 14s, 16s, 18s. And, I use a size 20 in both Houston and in Chicago. Good. Well, I like the mix, sweetie. Shanice, you got to have a mix. I don't believe it's about a size 12, 14, and 16 all the time. But I do believe that there are standards, and the girls that I'm using are normally above a 5'7", 5'8", because that's a standard that works on the proportion of handing somebody a sample. And that's really why you see that happen. It's not because we're saying a 5'4", or 5'5" woman isn't just as beautiful. It just means that the samples work better because they've been proportioned out for somebody who's at least 5'8". And, that stuff, that's been going on forever, and that's why we're glad that we have things like, all of the real people stuff that happens in Marie Claire and Glamour and Oprah, because it lets us see women of all sizes, shapes, and heights and all of those things, and they really celebrate women.
And tell us your website where we can book you for gigs.
www.selling, SELLING, style.com. And also check out Divine Caroline every month because I write a new column for them.
Well, awesome. You have so much to talk about. We could talk forever.
Well, so you are yourself in that too, Shanice. You are quite a force. So I am honored to be on here with you, and it was great to be able to share some things with your audience.
Thank you so much, and best of luck on all of your ventures, and stay in touch.
Absolutely. Happy holidays, ladies.
You too. Bye-bye.
Take care.
So that was Michele Weston, and she has, so much history with the plus industry. So I hope you took notes of some great things in that interview. Now, up next is Nancy. Nancy Baum started her career in the fashion industry as a plus-size model. She has worked for major retailers, specialty stores, and various plus-size designers in both print and runway campaigns. Frustrated by the lack of trendy and stylish plus-size fashions available to curvy women like herself, she took matters into her own hands and created CherishedWoman.com, an online retail venture offering trendy clothes for plus-size women who expect to be as sexy and fashionable as their slender peers. The online boutique features high-end designer plus-size clothes aimed at bringing out the natural sex appeal of the modern woman, no matter her dimensions. So let's welcome Nancy to the show. Hi, Nancy. Are you there?
Hi, Shanice. I'm so excited to have this opportunity to chat with you.
Yes, I'm glad we finally got you on the show.
Yeah, I've really been looking forward to it. I've been a big fan of yours ever since I met you, and I appreciate and admire so much what you do for the plus-size community. You're a wonderful advocate, and I'm just very impressed with you, and I think this is an honor to be able to join you tonight on Plus Model Radio.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're a one-woman machine.
Well, now let's get to you. So before starting Cherished Woman, you were a plus-size model. So tell us about your modeling career and some of the things you did.
Oh, sure. I started modeling in the mid-1990s, and at that time, the preeminent super plus-size model was Emmy.
Okay.
And not to sound like a big dork, but I wanted to be just like Emmy.
Right.
So, as you know, for any aspiring plus-size model, she must have representation to get work. And I got a list of all the plus-size modeling agencies in Los Angeles, and the ones that had a plus-size division, I called them up on the phone. And I did something a little bit backwards than what some of the other models do. As you're aware, in order to get seen by an agency, you have to send in your pictures and your measurements. And if they like you, they'll call you and have you come in. Well, I didn't want to take any chances that my pictures weren't good enough. I was so determined to be a model that I actually called them up and said, may I have some referrals to some photographers that you work with so that I could put some pictures together and send them so that I would have the best chance to get signed by the agencies. So I met with three of them, the top three that I got referred to. I picked one that I liked, and he helped me put together a mini portfolio. And one of the benefits to working with a photographer that was referred by the actual agency that does plus modeling is that he knows how to work with a plus-size model.
Right.
And he was
so you got good pictures.
Yeah, I got really good pictures, and he taught me how to pose, and it was the exact type of look that the agencies wanted. So when I did submit my pictures, I was so fortunate that every agency I sent them to wanted to sign with me.
And so did you book jobs?
Yes. I picked the agency that I liked the best and got to work with them, and they started sending me out. I worked for major department stores, like you mentioned in the introduction. In fact, Nordstrom was probably my favorite client. Not only did they pay the most, but they also let you keep the clothes. So that was pretty fun. And I've done runway campaigns for a lot of designers, print and catalog work. I got my very first print ad that I got paid for from a major discount retailer. I was so excited. I remember the night before the shoot, I could not sleep. I felt like a little girl waiting for Santa Claus to come. And the next day I get there, I was the token plus-size model. The other girls were all straight size. And they were, getting to wear cute little dresses and tops and jeans. And then when it was my turn, the stylist came to me and she said, okay, Nancy, here are the dresses you're going to wear. And Shanice, I kid you not, she pulled out two of the ugliest muumuus you have ever seen. I mean, they were
And that was before
huge.
we had all of these fashionable choices.
Yeah. So my original claim to fame was modeling muumuus. But I'll never forget when that ad came out, I went through, it was in one of the Sunday circulars, and so I went through the paper and I saw it, and there I was on page 2 in my glory in a muumuu, rocking it like I could. And
well, how did you move from that to starting an online business?
Oh, well, unfortunately, after I started modeling, I got in a very bad car accident. I was crushed in a head-on collision and severely injured my neck and back, and had lots of surgeries, and it was a very long and painful road to recovery. And, along with healing is a weight gain that comes with hurting your back and your neck. And my modeling options really weren't there anymore, and I was sort of at a crossroads of what to do professionally. And
well, why couldn't you model? Because you couldn't do all the poses?
Yeah, my body just wasn't what it used to be. I sustained some damage from the accident and wasn't in the shape that is really required to be a plus-size model. So I, at the same time I was healing from the accident, and I was getting more social again and going out and dating. And I remember thinking I need some new clothes because I want to look trendy when I'm going out with my girlfriends and I'm going out on these dates. And much to my disappointment, after going to the mall, there was nothing there that was trendy. Everything was grandma-like and so matronly. So I came home, looked online, and again, much to my disappointment, there really wasn't much out there. So I thought, maybe I can combine my background in modeling and use my connections in the fashion industry and start a website, because I'm sure I was not the only curvy girl out there that was looking for trendy clothes, and marry those two concepts together and create a world-class shopping destination, and that's how it came about.
So what types of clothing do you carry on the website?
We carry a large variety of clothing. We have everything from plus-size pants and tops and dresses. We try to cater to all different types of curvy women and all different types of budget. We have high-end designers like Anna Scholes and Monique C. Their designs are very popular on our site. We also have the best plus-size denim jeans from Svoboda. That's a very popular label. For the more mature women, we carry Gayla Bentley and Vicky V. We're also privileged to have the opportunity to debut a new designer on our website last year, and that was Olivia Harper, and she's got beautiful dresses and tops, and her line is just gorgeous, all made in the USA. And as we branched outside of clothing, customers were asking us for things like plus-size activewear so they could get sportswear and workout bike shorts. And then most recently we added sexy plus-size lingerie to our website, and that's been a lot of fun for customers to shop for that. And most recently we added costumes for Halloween. We've had some big sales in plus-size sexy devils and plus-size Playboy bunnies.
So what is the size range and price range of your clothing?
Well, our clothing is geared by the designer. Some of our designers start their lines at size 10, so we carry size 10, and we go all the way up to size 28. Some designers that sell their products in 0, 1, 2, 3X, we have that, and we go from 0X all the way up to 6X. And as far as prices, we've got something for every pocketbook. If you're looking for the high-end stuff, we have that. But if you are on a budget and you're looking for a dress or a cute pair of pants or a top, we have that too. I think the most inexpensive thing on our website is about $10, and we go all the way up to $350 for a beautiful Italian wool coat.
Oh, okay. So what advice can you give to someone wanting to start a business catering to plus-size women?
I would say the most important thing that she should do to begin with is to spend a lot of time researching the marketplace that she wants to enter. She should understand who her competitors are, know their strengths, know their weaknesses, and decide what she can bring to the table that's unique and different so that she can be successful in that niche that she's going to bring to the table. I also think that it's important to have a mentor. When you're starting off in a new field, it's important to find an expert in that field, someone you can go to and ask questions, someone that can guide you into making good decisions for your business.
And did you have a mentor?
I'm really fortunate that I have a lot of designers that I carry on my website that have opened up themselves and made themselves available to me and have offered to give me advice. And sometimes when you're having a bad day, they're a good shoulder to lean on. So I think having a mentor is important, as well as researching your competitors. And then I'd also say start your business small in a specialty niche, something that you're really good at, and then let your customers dictate the direction of where your company wants to grow. For example, when we started, we were just very high-end labels, very expensive, and customers wrote in. They said, we love everything on your site, but we want something that's for our budget. So we expanded our line to include things that were less expensive so that we weren't excluding anybody. So it's really important to listen to your customers once you've been established and see the directions and products and services that they want you to have. Find a mentor, but make sure you research the marketplace that you want to get into. Know everything about it. Become an expert in that field so that when you launch your company, you can have nothing but success.
Now, you currently have a model search going on, so tell us, how can somebody be a model for your company?
Well, we are going to be picking our new model next month, so any aspiring models, please send us your pictures. We have a link on our front page that's completely dedicated to the model search. You click on the link and it'll give you all the information if you want to apply to be a Cherished Woman model. We also allow our model search winners to have their picture on the front page of our website. you can click on their picture, and we'll take you to a page dedicated to the model winner, and we'll talk about their background, how they got started in modeling, what their experience was like on their first Cherished Woman photo shoot. So we're very excited. So if you know someone or if you are a model, send us your pictures. We definitely want to see you.
Now, is that open to all sizes of plus and all ages?
It's open to all sizes and all ages. My only requirement is that you have to be at least a size 14, 16.
Okay.
Some of the modeling agencies consider size 8, 10 a plus size, and I think that's just crazy. I really do. So it's important that they're at least a size 14, 16, and they can go up to any size because it's really about the attitude. When we get the model submissions, and we have a team of people that evaluate the photos that come in, and we all vote, we're looking for someone that has a spark in her eye. She carries herself a little differently than the rest. For example, when Maggie Baum submitted her pictures in, I knew instantly she was it because there was something unique and different about Maggie. So I think it's important that you send in really good pictures, but make yourself come alive in the camera, and so that your pictures have really good energy about them.
Yeah, you don't want to see the thongs and the naked pictures. And...
Shanice should be surprised. We've gotten a little of everything.
Oh, no. So you're looking for professional commercial shots. That's important to let the listeners know.
Right. It's important that they send in a true, accurate picture, not a picture from 5 years ago, but a nice, clear picture where we can see your face. And it's important that we see your body straight on and get to see, your curvy size, because we're not a discriminating company. We like all different shapes and sizes. But if you send pictures that are kind of promiscuous and a little bit, group shots, this is your calling card. This is saying, hello, this is my modeling career, and I want you to pick me. But if you don't send in good stuff, then it's hard to look through that to see the real potential there.
So do you have anything coming up we can be on the lookout for besides the modeling search?
Well, like I said, we're going to be picking our model next month, and then she's going to do a photo shoot for us and be on our website. Another aspect of our business, as you know, is having cutting-edge clothing, and we spend a lot of time on that part of the business, traveling and researching and finding new designers, and we're really excited because we have 2 new lines that are going to be coming to our website in January. And so you'll see some really nice new trendy styles coming out there. And we have also been contacted by a local designer in the L.A. area who thought that our website emulated the type of elegance and grace for the curvy consumer, and they've asked us to do a line with them. So we might be debuting our own Cherished Woman clothing line sometime in 2009 or 10. So we're very excited about that opportunity.
Yeah, that's great news.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun having this website. Another thing that we did this year that we're looking to do more of next year is we dressed Melissa Lawson. She was the winner of Nashville Star, which is like the American Idol show for country music. And through that, we've been exposed to other plus-size celebrities, and we have offered to dress other people. So you never know. You might see someone wearing our clothing on TV sometime soon.
No, definitely. So before you go, tell us your website and spell it so everybody can get to the right website.
You got it. It's Cherished and then -woman.com. So it's CHERISHED WOMAN.com. It's Cherished Woman.
And so you go there to shop and you go there to enter the model search as well.
Exactly. We want to have you come to our site, submit your pictures, shop with us. We've got some great sales going on, and come check out what we're all about.
Well, good. Thank you so much for being on the show this evening. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Oh, thank you, Shanice. And like I said, I've been a big fan of yours for a long, long time. Thank you again for all you do for us curvy girls.
Thank you, and I'm sure I'll see you around soon.
Sounds good, Shanice. Thanks again for the opportunity. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And again, that was Nancy with CherishedWoman.com, a website with a lot of beautiful plus-size clothing. So make sure you check out her website. And there's a model search. A lot of you listening out there are interested in being a model, so there's an opportunity for you. So last but definitely not least is Maggie Baum. Maggie Baum got her big break in November 2006 when she won Tyra's Thick and Sexy Top Model Contest on the Tyra Banks Show. She was literally plucked from her life as an 8th grade science teacher and was tossed into the fashion industry. Her prize included a modeling contract with Wilhelmina Models, and since then, she has been breaking barriers by being one of the few successful Asian plus-size models in the industry. She is listed on AskMen.com as one of the top 10 plus-size models and has models for companies such as Walmart, Nordstrom's, Mervyn's, Marshall's, Torrid, and has been featured in Redbook and Plus Model magazine. She can currently be seen in the Spring '09 campaigns for Savoda Jeans, Target, and Laura Canada. Let's give a warm welcome to Maggie.
Hi, Shanice.
Hi, Maggie. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thanks for being with us. So tell us, before competing on the Tyra Banks show, were you interested in being a plus-size model? Did you even know what plus-size modeling was?
Well, I always had an interest in modeling. I was always kind of the odd one out. You know, I was tall growing up. I always stuck out like a sore thumb, and I always felt like there had to be a place for me somewhere. And, you know, so I was interested in modeling. I really did not fully understand, though, that there was a plus model board with agencies. I didn't know that. And, you know, literally the summer of 2006, before the Tyra show, just a couple months before the Tyra show, one of my girlfriends from high school hit me up on MySpace, and she had seen a picture of me that I had taken with my husband on our anniversary cruise we went on. And she goes, you know, she was like, you really should try this out. You really should try to be a plus-size model. So I wrote her back, and I said, oh, my goodness. I said, I don't have any money to do this. I said, you know, I don't know what to do. I'm like, listen. So I basically gave her a challenge. I said, you tell me what to do without spending a dime. And I said, and I guarantee I will do it.
And she found the Tyra Banks show. Wow.
Yeah, so, you know, she hit me back with some great resources such as Model Mayhem and PlusModels.com, and I am always looking to learn, and I just really got into it and started studying up and reading all about it and realized that there was this whole industry.
Well, so wait, did your friend find the casting for the Tyra Banks show for you, or you did that yourself?
No, I actually was, I had insomnia, which I always do. And I was on Craigslist. She told me about Craigslist. I didn't even know about Craigslist. She told me about Craigslist. She said, you know, be real careful, but sometimes there's good stuff on there. And she was right. And it was 2 a.m. in the morning, just a general casting, didn't even say Tyra Banks, didn't have any email or anything like that, and generic Craigslist email, and I submitted a picture, and the next day the producer called me, and I thought it was a joke. I was like, are you kidding me?
But you're glad you went through with it.
Absolutely.
So after you won the competition on the show, was everything laid out for you to have a successful career, or has it been a lot of hard work?
You know, I wish I could say everything was laid out for me, but it really wasn't. It's been a lot of hard work, and, you know, I love a good challenge, and this has definitely been a challenge. Once I signed with the agency, you know, I knew that my size was going to be an issue because for Tyra Banks' show, you know, basically her qualification had to be that you were a size 18 or larger, which I was a very full 18 when I won the show. And I knew after all the research I had done that, you know, an 18, it's really hard to book print. As Nancy had said, you know, they use the sample sizes. So I knew that, and, you know, so I talked to my agent about it. She was really nice, very, you know, she was like, you know, do it the right way, feel comfortable, get down to whatever size you want to be at. If that's a 16, that's fine. You know, if you want to stay at 18, we'll try it out. You know, she was very supportive. And,
well, that was good.
Yeah, really supportive. And, you know, and I'm basically the person who jumps full on in. I jump in the whole pond, get all wet, and I said, you know what, I'm going for it. So I Googled a personal trainer, got a personal trainer, started working out 3 days a week for an hour, and then I'd go like swimming on the weekends with my husband. And he was really supportive, and, you know, we started watching what we were eating, And and that's how I was able to drop the weight. And really, I have to say, it was the snack room in the teacher conference room that did it for me to put on all the weight. So, I've been able to keep it off, which I've been really happy with, and I'm not going to lie, it's a struggle every day. There's so much good food out there, and I'm such a foodie.
So when did you decide to pursue modeling full time?
Well, I initially, had no intention of pursuing modeling as a full-time job. I absolutely love teaching, and I love the kids. And towards the end of the 2006-2007 school year, I just found myself having to go to all these castings and getting jobs and having to fly out, and it was taking me away from teaching. And, I'm all about quality education, and I love those kids, and I wanted to make sure they had the best education. And I just felt like, I wasn't putting 100% into teaching because I was having to divide up my time, and I didn't think that was fair. And it just so happened that my husband was graduating from dental school, and he was going to be making the move into his career, and it just worked out where we were moving, and so I was able to quit my job, and we moved, and we were settled, and he was really supportive, and he said, why don't you do this? And so I said, okay, let's try it, and so here I am, and it's been great.
So, as I mentioned in the intro, you are one of the few Asian plus-size models in the industry. So is that an advantage or a disadvantage to you?
It's such a double-edged sword. It's definitely an advantage because there isn't much competition in my demographic, so that makes it great. I think I'm one of 3 right now, and, I'm the only one who's my height and my size.
Oh, okay.
And so that makes it great. But it's also been a huge challenge at the same time. It took me a long time to understand how the industry works, and I found out through a couple of talks with my agent that basically in the whole scheme of this industry, about 5% of the bookings call for a multi-ethnic looking model.
Oh, that
and
ambiguous.
Of that 5%, I'm sorry?
That ambiguous ethnicity.
Yeah, that ambiguous look. So I don't know what you are.
Right.
And then of that 5%, there's a 5% in that of which the bookings specifically call for an Asian. So it has been really a challenge. I came into this industry going, I'm going to take it by storm. We're going to knock down the walls, and it's taken some time. And my agent and I had to basically sit down, and we had to strategize how we could market me more universally. And, that included changing up my looks and my portfolio, and as well as, she needed to push me harder on her end and send me to castings that maybe weren't castings, for a multi-ethnic looking model. But then when I got there, let's do this, let's try it out.
Right.
And so far it's been really great.
So since you mentioned, there's not a lot of castings for you, as a young girl growing up, did you find it disappointing to not find many people that look like you in magazines and on television?
Well, as a child growing up, I think I had a slightly different experience just because I grew up in the huge melting pot of Hawaii, which, you have the multi-ethnic people there, and, they have their television, their cable, their commercials. They all do have that representation. So I never really felt like, what about me? And in Hawaii, they tend to actually prefer the more curvier woman, which I find so wonderful. They find that beautiful there. And so as growing up, I never had that problem. But then when I came to the States and I was in high school and I started to really mix and interact, and the media started to really kind of come into my life, and I was into the entertainment, then that was when I realized, wow, there's no television shows with, Asian people on it or, plus size people, what's going on?
Right. So do you think not only the plus modeling industry, but just entertainment in general needs to make an effort to be more diverse?
Absolutely. I think if you look up the word beautiful in the dictionary, I really honestly think that there should be a one-word definition, and that word should be different. And, I think that whether it's different in looks, in your size, your shape, your personality, your beliefs, different and diverse is beautiful and it's interesting. And if everyone was the same in the world, it would be such a boring place.
Yes. Now, in the Asian culture, is being plus size looked down upon?
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, it's a very big taboo subject. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's not really addressed. It's kind of dealt with under the rug where, if you grow up in a family and you're a little heavy, they might restrict your food intake. It's just not talked about. They don't like to address the issue, which I think is very unfortunate. It's a shame because there's such a huge untapped market out there for the Asian plus community in the retail world. And, as an Asian American woman who is plus size, and I definitely have no other choice, this is how my body is,
right.
I feel it's such a wonderful opportunity for me to represent the demographic and present it basically to the world and to the industry and the retailers and the consumers to show them that, yes, we are out there, this is who we are. So, it's a great opportunity.
So you've been able to overcome great odds to become a successful plus-size model because you have a lot of campaigns right now and, great portfolio building up. So what has been your greatest accomplishment so far?
My greatest accomplishment so far is my portfolio. It's really my portfolio. I take a lot of pride in the work I do. And, a model's portfolio is sometimes the only thing a client will see before they actually book a model. And so it's really important. And I'm just so happy and proud of the growth that I've made in the past 2 years. I'm not going to lie, in the beginning it was so hard. I knew what a model should look like, but I didn't fully understand how I could translate that in and of myself. And the greatest experience to date is when my New York agent called me, and, she called me just to compliment me on my portfolio, and she had the most wonderful things to say, and it just made me feel like I did it. I did it. I'm here. I now can fight with the best of us. And, of course, I'm never 100% satisfied. I'm my worst critic. So I'm always looking for ways and concepts to stretch my limits. But, I'm at a point now where I really feel very happy and proud of where I am.
You should. You've been able to accomplish a lot. It's very inspiring.
Thank you.
Anything new coming up that we can be on the lookout for?
Well, absolutely. Of course, you already covered a lot of the things. I'm so proud to be in Sloboda's fall and spring campaign. I'm so excited for them. They have a bunch of new things coming out. They're not only carrying jeans, but they're carrying little jumper suits and a lot of different jackets and shirts, and it's amazing. And their jeans are now going to come in, they're going up to a 36 inseam, which is great, so great for the tall women, which I absolutely love. So I'm really excited about that. And, along with the Target campaign, which was fantastic, I'm excited to announce that I'm actually now working as a correspondent for Curvy Girl TV, which is set to launch in 2009, and I'm working amongst the best, such as you, Shanice.
And that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm just honored to be a part of the groundbreaking production that Curvy Girl TV is going to be. I mean, their mission is to fill the gap in today's media, to report stories related exclusively to the plus-size lifestyle. And I think, that's so important. And, we're getting out there. We're getting our voice out there, and that to me is just so wonderful. And then, of course, I have to mention that I'm coming out in a little thing called the Flawless Calendar.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it. I'm so honored to be in it, and I just can't wait. I can't wait till it launches, and it should be launching here pretty soon anytime. So
Yes.
yeah.
And also your website was launched today?
Yeah, actually my website will be launched tonight at midnight. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's been in the works for about a year now.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm really excited. And my website is www, and it's PS Asian Model, ASIANMODEL.com. So that's PS PlusSizeAsianModel.com. And yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait.
So it's midnight, what, Pacific time or Eastern
Pacific time.
Okay,
Pacific
so we got a couple
time.
hours to wait. Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, I'll definitely look it up tonight. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I know it's going to be fabulous.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for being on the show this evening. I'm glad we finally got around your schedule.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being so patient and working with me, and thank you for all that you do, Shanice. I mean, you really have made my part of the career so much easier, because
thank you.
You're doing a lot of that, like breaking down the walls, and we're able to come in. So it's just wonderful. It's wonderful to see how, we as a community are able to work together to make a difference.
We all in this
and you've
together.
done a fantastic job.
Well, thank you. So we will be looking out for all of your current campaigns and continued success on your career.
Thank you so much.
Bye. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
So thank you to all of our fabulous guests this evening, Michele Weston, Nancy Baum, and Maggie Brown. Got those two names confused. Tune in to our next show where we'll have more plus industry professionals with stories to not only inspire you but to keep you connected. For more information about our show, go to our website at www.plusmodelmag.com and click the Plus Model Radio icon. If you're interested in being a guest on the show, email us at guests@plusmodelmagazine.com to submit. I've been your host this evening, Shanice Lewis. Thank you for tuning in and supporting Plus Model Radio. Until next time, keep thriving in your curves and be blessed.